So the Congress party deciding to boycott the Pran Pratishtha of the Ram temple. So far it seemed as if the entire country would get together when the Ram temple was consecrated. Now the opposition making clear that they want to strike a discordant note and they will not be at this big celebration. Is this the right decision, or could this boomerang on Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and the Congress? Joining us to debate this, we've got Ghanshyam Tiwari from the Samajwadi Party. Amitabh Tiwari is a political strategist and commentator. Yashwant Deshmukh runs Sea Voter. We've got Sharad Pradhan from Lucknow, well-known political journalist, and Rashid Kidwai tracks the ins and the outs of the Congress party. Rashid Kidwai, I want to come to you first. I also want to tell our viewers that the Congress has decided not to participate in this debate. They've decided that this is the decision we've taken, we've made our statement, we will not be debating this. So just so that you know why there's no Congress representative on the show. Rashid Kidwai, do you think the Congress has made the right decision given the fact that the inauguration of the Ram temple is seeing such massive public support nationwide, just the kind of traction that's built up across the country? The Congress deciding to stay away, they're calling this event political. Do you think this is the right decision, or could it backfire spectacularly on the Congress party? Rashid? Okay, let me put that same question to Amitabh Tiwari and get started with Amitabh. Amitabh, do you think from an opposition lens, I mean, they've cited 3 reasons saying that the Ram temple is a political project. The BJP RSS have made it that. Second, that the temple is not complete. The inauguration has been brought forward for electoral gains and therefore we wish to stay away. Right decision or big mistake?
I think it is a big strategic mistake by the opposition. At first instance, the opposition leaders were complaining that the invites have not been sent. It's a BJP or a RSS event. Now, after an invite has been sent to the opposition leaders, I think to contain the damage, they should have attended this event, because by not attending the event, the BJP and its associated social media and WhatsApp machinery communication channels will try to paint India bloc as anti-Hindu. See, BJP over the years has been able to seed into the mind of the voters that majority cannot live like a minority in a country. The Antony Commission report also said that Congress lost primarily because of minority appeasement. So, if they had attended this event, the BJP would not have been possible to paint them as anti-Hindu, and the minority also, because of majburi, because of no other option, may have primarily stayed with the India alliance. It is similar to the soft Hindu approach, which has been practiced by the Congress of late. So it's sort of a zero loss strategy if they would have attended. Now they have exposed themselves. See, BJP is likely to consolidate its Hindu vote because of this. Now, 44% Hindus voted for BJP in 2019 and 51% for NDA. According to the unified Hindu vote theory, even if half of the Hindu community votes for the BJP, it lands up at 40% vote share, which in a multi-party contest is a significant vote share and a very high vote share to beat for. So I think they have done a strategic mistake and they should have attended this.
So, Sharad Pradhan, from your lens, do you think the opposition has made a big mistake, or have they taken from their perspective the right decision?
I think as far as they are concerned, they have taken a pretty tough stand. Yes, initially it seemed that this was not the right decision. But going deeper into it, you know, BJP had laid a trap for them by sending this invitation, and selectively. It was only sent to Sonia Gandhi and Kharge in the beginning, and other constituents of India Alliance were kept. They had not been extended this invitation initially because they wanted the Congress to react. And if BJP has the wherewithal to determine who is anti-Hindu and who is anti-Sanatan, then all the Shankaracharyas should be declared as anti-Hindu, because the 2 Shankaracharyas have refused to come, because according to them, this ceremony is not according to the Hindu rites. It's an incomplete temple you cannot do a pran pratishtha. Then secondly, Mr. Advani, who's the architect of this whole movement, if Mr. Advani was not there, the temple wouldn't have been there. And no effort has been made to bring him. His age, normally a prime minister would be expected to bring him from his home right to this place. What is the problem? But, nobody wants a camera to be focused on Mr. Advani at this time. And the way he's been sidelined, in fact, this Champat Rai, the secretary of the trust, which is supposedly issuing the invitations, technically they are issuing the invitations, but everybody knows where the trust is controlled from. And then he goes to invite him and says that, okay, you are unwell, so you should not come. So what is this? This whole drama, inviting Sonia Gandhi, who has nothing ever to do with the temple or Congress party, but they are not keen to bring Mr. Advani. So this shows their double standards and the main objective behind these invitations.
Okay.
It was clearly a trap.
So
and
let Sanju Verma respond to what you're saying, that the BJP was trying to lay a trap. Several of the Shankaracharya have also said the temple is incomplete. The Congress says the Pran Pratishtha has been advanced because you want to do it well before the Election Commission announces the date of the general elections. Otherwise, this would have happened when the full temple was ready, not when the temple is only ready till the first floor and not completed. How do you respond to the Congress's decision to decline the invite to come for the Pran Pratishtha?
Rahul, there are a couple of points I would like to make. First and foremost, Mr. Pradhan said by declining the invitation, the Congress has actually avoided walking into a trap set by the BJP for the Congress. And I say nothing can be farther from the truth. The Congress, particularly Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi, I tell you, have walked right into the trap. And I'll tell you why. They were given an opportunity to showcase that the Bhavya Ram Mandir consecration ceremony on 22nd January is not just about Hindutva, not just about Hinduism, not just a pride moment for every practicing Hindu like Rahul Kanwal or Sanju Verma, but it is to reclaim our civilizational legacy, which goes beyond what Hinduism is all about. By declining to be a part of an event which is a resurrection of our civilizational ethos, the Congress has showcased itself in very poor light and in very poor taste. That's point number one. Point number two, look at this, Rahul. I've been on a zillion debates in the last, couple of days. On the one hand, the Congress spokespersons on a couple of debates say, oh, the credit for Ram Mandir coming to fruition should be given to the Congress, because who opened the locks in 1986? It was Rajiv Gandhi. When the Babri demolition happened, who was the Prime Minister? It was P.V. Narasimha Rao. So, abhi ye jo Ram Mandir की सेरेमनी है, ये ऑपोजिशन पर्टिकुलरली कांग्रेस के लिए दिस हैज बिकम लाइक अ शादी का लड्डू, ना निगल सकते हैं ना उगल सकते हैं, बिकॉज इफ दे से दैट वी वांट टू टेक क्रेडिट फॉर ब्रिंगिंग राम मंदिर प्रोजेक्ट टू फ्रूइशन, दे आर एक्चुअली प्लेइंग along with the so-called majoritarian agenda of the BJP, which they repeatedly accuse the BJP of. And if they attend the ceremony, तो इनका Muslim vote bank, इनका appeasement oriented vote bank कहाँ जाएगा? So they cannot afford to offend that particular vote bank. At the same time, if they take a very strident anti-Hindu stand after the damage that has already been done by bigots like Udayalidhi Stalin, by bigots like Priyanka Kharge,
let me go across.
Udayalidhi Stalin, then they're damaging themselves. And
let me go across to Rashid Kidwai and to Yashwant Deshmukh and get a response also from Ghanshyam Tiwari from the Samajwadi Party's perspective. I met some senior SP leaders in Lucknow yesterday. The sense I got is that the Ram temple is here to stay. We don't have to go on the 22nd. We can go any day to see the Ram temple and to do our own darshan and our puja. We don't have to go to a BJP sponsored Jamburi. Therefore, the sense I picked up is that Akhilesh Yadav will not be going either. Do you think the opposition is making a mistake, given the fact that there is a high level of astha, a high level of belief and a lot of curiosity in this event? Does the opposition to the majority of this country send a negative message by staying away? Ghanshyam Tiwari.
Good evening, Rahul, to you, the viewers and my fellow co-panelists. Three things are important in this context. One is that the BJP wants every person to answer every day, and that is what is going on for the last 20 days, that are you going, whether invitation is there or not, are you going or not? And the reason is simple. They want the country to believe that in 2024, the singular agenda is the Ram Temple. Ram Temple is a political movement led by BJP, They have communicated to people that even though the temple is being built after the order by Supreme Court, but BJP wants people to believe that it is because of Prime Minister Modi that it is being built. Let them take that agenda to people. We as opposition, as India Alliance, have continuously communicated that the agenda of India is not the temple alone. Faith is a personal matter, but the agenda of India is when India Today publishes that 1 in 2 educated youth are unemployed, when Manipur continues to burn, when people like Brij Bhushan Singh, Kunal Pandey, Saksham Patel, the Bilkis Bano. Please, I did not interrupt.
Okay, Sanju, let Ghanshyam Tiwari speak. I'll come back to you for a counter in just a moment.
But
Ghanshyam.
why do you allow him to digress from the topic? You don't give me that leeway.
And the rapists of Bilkis Bano become the new age ambassadors of Ram for BJP because the entire BJP backs them.
This is absolute balderdash.
Okay, her fader goes down. Let him complete. Ghanshyam.
The idea of Hindutva that is propagated by people like Hemant Biswa Sarma is that 80% of Hindus, which is Shudras, are meant to serve the Brahmins, Rajputs and Vaishyas. This is the modern day Ramayana playing out with BJP. And the opposition is clear that we will not fall into this trap, we will not make the nation believe that there is a singular agenda. No matter how many days this plays out on television, no matter how many times we are asked whether you are going or not going, we believe people will go to the temple when the temple is complete with their family, without the jamburi and without...
Okay, you're saying you don't have to go to a BJP party. The likes of Akhilesh Yadav and the others can go when they want. The Ram temple is here to stay. They believe as much in Lord Ram and in Hinduism as anybody else, and therefore, Sanju Verma, the BJP cannot dictate whether or not they should come. It's their own decision.
I have this to say. You know, the BJP is not forcing anyone to attend the consecration ceremony. Now, when the invite has gone from the end of the Ram Janmabhoomi Tirath Kshetra Trust, led by the likes of Mr. Champat Rai, who's devoted his entire lifetime to this cause, the Congress has a problem. Saying, ये तो BJP RSS का agenda है. I kid you not, Rahul. Had the BJP or had the trust or Mr. Champat Rai not extended an invitation to Sonia Gandhi or Kharge or Rahul Gandhi, then they would have thrown a tantrum saying, देखो, such a big civilizational event और हमको बाहर रखा है. So, like I said, the opposition always likes to play this conspiracy angle because Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge suffer from what I call a persecution complex. कुछ भी हो, इनको victim card खेलना ही है. But I will very quickly, without being verbose, rebut Ghanshyam Tiwari because he digressed from the issue. कोई भी topic हो, Ghanshyam brings Brij Bhushan into the equation. He brings, Bilkis Bano into the equation. So I ask you, Ghanshyam Tiwari, now listen to me carefully and respond. You cry for Bilkis Bano, well and good. Nobody from the BJP has said that the Supreme Court judgment is foul. We have said fine. If the Supreme Court has taken a call, well and good. But have you till date, has anybody from the Congress till date even shed crocodile tears for Shah Bano? Rajiv Gandhi overturned the Supreme Court judgment of 1985 and 1986 to deny Shah Bano, a woman who was thrown out of her house along with her 5 kids by her husband, a monthly measly alimony of 179 rupees.
Okay, so you make that point. Let me now go across to Yashwant Deshmukh and get from him the data cephalogical perspective on this question. Looked at from your lens, Yashwant, is this a decision the opposition can get away by saying that this is a BJP-led, RSS-sponsored event and therefore we don't want to go? Or do you think, given how hyped up the consecration has become, that this is an issue that can backfire badly on the opposition?
I think it's going to backfire big time, Rahul. Simple for one simple reason that I've said on your show earlier as well. Whatever the reason, whatever the arguments that those who are boycotting the session or not going to the not going by the invitation is concerned, basically in this country you can very well win elections after elections. Being a pro-Muslim politician, there is no issue in that. But to win elections in this country by having an anti-Hindu image, I think that is something, a no-go area. That's something which no political party would like to have, and it's not advisable. By boycotting or by not going or by respectfully declining the invitation, I think they are just walking into the trap that BJP laid out for them. If you do not come, you stand the risk of being labeled anti-Hindu. You should have gone. you would have gone. If you would have gone there saying that, okay, it's the faith is something my personal matter, they should have gone, attended it, in fact, taken the bull by the horn. They should have started their Bharat Jodo Yatra right from Ayodhya, right next day after this thing is over, But saying whatever the reasons they might give, I'm not going into the reasons and all that. I'm only talking about how this is going to be played out in the public narrative. This is how the BJP is now likely to play it out. They will use this refusal of invitation to brand them as anti-Hindu party, anti-Hindu alliance.
Rashid Kidwai, do you agree with Yashwant Deshmukh and Amitabh Tiwari that this is a decision which electorally could backfire? Because, of course, you want the minority and Muslim vote bank, but you do not want to appear anti-Hindu. And by staying away from an issue which has really charged people up and got everyone talking and excited, the Congress could be making a big electoral mistake.
I think, Rahul, not so much about their minority inclination or any other political compulsion. I think the Congress wanted to make a ideological difference with the BJP. They don't want to seem to be playing a second fiddle to the BJP. Of course, there is division within the Congress. There was a powerful group which wanted Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and Adhir Ranjan to go. But there are, of course...
So who are those who wanted them to go?
South. Yeah. So basically, Congress is not one on this issue. And there are many leaders from southern part of India who opposed it. And there is an attempt that India Alliance partners, they all should refrain from going there on 22nd. It's not a boycott call. Let's see whether the India Alliance remains intact or not. Remember, on emotive issues, Congress has a tendency to fall between two stools because there is always more than one opinion. It's not a personal decision of Sonia Gandhi. It is a collective decision of the Congress party.
Okay, you're saying that there were different opinions and this is the view that they've come at. Is this a decision, Ghanshyam Tiwari, that the India Alliance will take in unison? Are you all united on boycotting the inauguration of the Ram Temple?
Rahul, as I said, it's not a boycott, it's a choice that when do we visit the temple, it is a personal choice. But let us go with the flow that Amitabh, Yashwant, Rashid and Sanju Verma is saying that boycotting the temple is a big mistake. Do you think that in Bihar, where caste census is playing out, is this a bigger issue than caste census? In Bengal, is this a bigger issue? Yes. In Tamil Nadu? You tell me the states. In Delhi, with the India Alliance intact and BJP losing assembly elections after elections. In Punjab, you tell me the states where this issue of so-called branding of India Alliance, as anti-Hindu by BJP will play out and stump the India Alliance. You have to, please, Sanju Verma, this is not your private dining room.
Sanju Verma, let him complete. You respond to what he's saying. After he completes, I will come back to you for a counter. Let him make his argument.
Please. So in Maharashtra, where this massive anyay that has happened, when BJP has snatched away a running government, do you think people will say that BJP is the true ambassador of Ram and they are acting like Ravan, Duryodhan and Dushasan? No. You go state by state, different issues are playing out. So the esteemed panelists must tell us that which states do you think that the branding of India Alliance as anti-Hindu will really pull the rug out of the India Alliance ground. They can particularly say that Hindi heartland, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. We will see what plays out in Uttar Pradesh and these states. But the fact that BJP stands as a party of upper caste, party of Brajbhushan Singh is also playing out in parallel.
Okay, because Sanju Verma, Ghanshyam's argument is you will make the points you want in your defense to bolster your case and the opposition will pick on the points that they think support their case. Sanju Verma wants to respond to Ghanshyam.
Okay, Rahul, since Ghanshyam has this bad habit of digressing from the issue at hand, let me show him the mirror. First and foremost, when you sit here and wax eloquent about Maharashtra politics and how a legitimate mandate was snatched, let me tell you, in 2019, it was the double-engine Sarkar of Devendra Fadnavis and Narendra Modi. Thanks to that, we got 105 seats. The NCP barely and nearly got about 43, 44 odd seats. The Shiv Sena was at 56. So please don't say that the mandate was snatched by the BJP. The mandate was snatched from the BJP by Uddhav Thackeray, Rahul Gandhi and Sharad Pawar, who actually have nothing in common in terms of ideology. Point number one. Point number two, the speaker has upheld the fact that the Eknath Shinde group is the real Shiv Sena. and the speaker's decision is final as per the powers bestowed on him by the constitution. So please don't sit here and engage in balderdash. Point number 3, when you talk about, oh, BJP is only a Brahmin party, let me remind you that, Mr. Vishnu Deo Sai, he is an OBC and he's the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. Arun Sao, he is the Deputy Chief Minister. He is also from the tribal/OBC background. Then let us look at Mr. Mohan Yadav, the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. He belongs to the OBC Yadav category. The Deputy Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Jagdish Deoda, he's from the scheduled caste Dalit community. Now let us look at Rajasthan, the only state where Bhajan Lal Sharma, a Brahmin, is the Chief Minister, but his deputy, one of the deputies is a Rajput.
Now, Amitabh Tiwari, the argument that can be made is that those who are followers of the Ram Temple movement and believers in the cause are already BJP voters, and therefore to counter what you're saying, the Congress can say, we don't really lose very much in this because the lot of voters who support the Ram Temple are already voting for the BJP. At least we, like Rashid was saying, are able to strike an ideological difference that we are not BJP light, we are different, which is why we're not going.
See, electorally, we have to understand that BJP stands at 37%, Congress at 20%, and regional parties at 43% combined. Now, historically, if you see, 1951 to 2014, the Congress plus BJP vote share is around 51%, and regional parties is 49%. So by this logic, if the Congress party needs to win, it needs to draw voters from BJP, correct? And if the Ram Temple issue helps BJP to consolidate its vote bank amongst the Hindus, how will the opposition win? So it in a way is like saying that the BJP will not be able to increase its vote share, and we will stand at where we are. You understood? I mean, they need to pull these votes from BJP to win, correct? And out of the 37% vote share, as per my understanding research, 25% is hardcore ideological vote, which is, let's say, the Hindu vote or the ideology vote, and 12% is the Modi vote or the Modi factor vote. So if this stays with the BJP, how on earth is India Alliance going to win? So the BJP does not need to increase its vote share. It just needs to maintain. Congress and India need to make a dent in BJP.
Okay, let Ghanshyam Tiwari respond to the argument that Amitabh is making, that you cannot say that our vote share is intact. You need to pull, in the current situation, with the BJP already sitting at 37, you need to pull voters away from them. Otherwise, it's a done deal for the NDA and the BJP.
Let me summarize Amitabh's articulate points in a simple statistic that is presented by India Today often, that there are roughly 200 parliamentary seats where Congress and BJP are against one another. Compared to 2019, Congress won 10 to 12 of these seats. The whole point that Amitabh is saying that with this stand, even that 10 and 12 seats will reduce, that is not true. You look at, even with this branding that BJP is going ahead with, these 200 seats, in these 200 seats, the women vote who see Ravans in BJP will matter. In these 200 seats, what is happening in Haryana will matter. In these 200 seats, the fact that there is a minor difference between Congress vote and BJP vote in the 3 states that elections concluded will matter. So by any chance, any future debate we will have, Rahul, that you will see that in these 200 seats, BJP and Congress will have a 60-40 chance, a 70-30 chance. Even that means a 50 extra seats for the Congress party. So clearly this statistic that Amitabh is saying, when you translate it into parliamentary seats and the baseline of 2019, these statistics don't hold.
No, I need to answer that, Rahul. Can
okay, go on, Sanju.
Rahul, let's be very clear. With a 37% vote share, the BJP under Narendra Modi got roughly 23 crore votes in 2019. And the 23 crore votes that we got in 2019 was actually a 32/33% jump over our tally in 2014. Now, assuming that the law of averages catches up with BJP, despite the fact that Narendra Modi's popularity only keeps soaring, it is gravity defying. But assuming the law of averages catches up, not a 32 or a 33% jump, let us assume that the BJP only sees a 14, 15 or a 16% jump. Even then, we will end up with at least 26 to 27 crore voters in our favor who will be voting for us. And if we see a 20% jump in our tally, then the BJP will be saddled with 28 or 29 crore voters who voted en masse for it. Where does the Congress stand? How does the Congress project that it will increase its tally from the 10, 11 or 12 crore voters who voted for it. Look at the gap. कहाँ 10 crore या 11 crore voters जिन्होंने कांग्रेस के लिए वोट किया था, because Congress is the only big daddy within the alliance. The others are irrelevant. The RJD got 0 seats last time in the Lok Sabha. You have only the TMC which managed about 22 odd seats. You had Uddhav Thakere's Shiv Sena, which got 17, 18 seats, but now even 63% of his MPs and 73% of his MLAs have jumped ship. So the limited point I'm making is that there is a yawning chasm, there is a yawning gap. 11-12 crore voters ek taraf.
Okay, so once again, let Sharad Pradhan respond to this very big argument that you can't say that we will keep our so-called secular minority vote bank intact with this decision. Ultimately, you need to pull from the BJP's vote bank, which sits at least at 37%. Unless you can do that, the opposition and the Congress in particular has no hope in 2024.
Well, Rahul, you can't dig into the BJP's vote bank by playing on their pitch where they are trying to invite you via the temple. So that would be a completely naive stand to play on the pitch that they want you to play, which is what the BJP is trying. What I feel is that, we've been discussing, a lot of people talk of digressing from the subject, but some people are only digressing and talking of Maharashtra and whatnot. And my 2 questions have remained unanswered. I don't know why.
So why should I not talk about Maharashtra?
Why? Who has given the BJP? Please learn some etiquette. Please don't
Okay,
interfere.
Sanju, you can't interrupt. Let him complete his argument. I'll come back to you in a civil fashion once he's completed. Sharad Pradhan, go ahead.
She has this bad habit of not allowing anybody to speak. She thinks shouting is the only answer. Well, my question was, first of all, who has given BJP the right to certify whether somebody is a Sanatan or not a Sanatan? Whoever attends the temple at the ceremony, a political event which nobody can dispute, an event which is not Ramchandra Ji's event, it is Pradhan Mantri's event. And secondly, why is Mr. Advani being sidelined in this whole event? These 2 questions, if they can be answered.
Okay, why isn't Advani ji getting more pride of place? And this is not Bhagwan Ram's event, it's the BJP's event. Let Sanju respond to both.
Rahul, now I don't want to be heckled. The reason I had strong words for Mr. Sharad Pradhan, he says, some people only shout. Mr. Pradhan, let me remind you, I was in a debate with you, not one but many debates with you.
Don't get personal, answer my question, don't try to digress from the
This is not fair.
Sharad Pradhan, let him speak. Let us speak. Sharad, let Sanju Verma speak. Sharad, go on. 1 second, let Sanju go on.
Mr. Sharad Pradhan, now listen carefully. You may be a senior journalist, but your agenda is driven by visceral hatred for Narendra Modi, and I'll tell Rahul Kaval's audience why. I was in a zillion debates with you before the Uttar Pradesh 2022 election results were declared. And I remember, in debate after debate, you used to sit there and you used to say, कि whether sun rises in the east or not and sets in the west or not, Yogi Adityanath तो दोबारा मुख्यमंत्री नहीं बनेंगे. चाहे सूर्य उगे या ना, सूर्य अस्त हो या ना हो, पर बीजेपी की डबल इंजन सरकार का तो सुपड़ा साफ होगा उत्तर प्रदेश में. And Mr. Sharad Pradhan, you said BJP will not even get 100 seats. And do you know what? Today you have a nice big fat wobbly omelette on your face because BJP got 255 seats for the second time running, for the first time in 37 years. A sitting chief minister called Yogi Adityanath came back with a stellar mandate. So you can sit here and accuse me of shouting, but the fact is that you're not a journalist, you're an agenda.
Since you've got personal, I'm going to give Sharad a response, an opportunity to respond before I go across to Yashwant Deshmukh.
Rahul, my questions remain unanswered.
Yeah.
Because she's been talking about something else which she likes to. She uses
really?
vocal cords only to.
You said BJP
scream and not talk.
No, but Sanju Verma, he's asking about why Lal Krishna Advani hasn't got more pride of place. Sanju, he's asking why Advani ji hasn't got more pride of place. Why don't you respond to that question?
I just have this to say, Rahul. आज जिन लोगों को एल.के. अडवाणी जी की याद आ रही है, each time we talk about how 147 or 56 MPs were asked to leave because they were indulging in hooliganism, इनको suddenly अरुण जेटली जी की याद आ जाती है. Whenever we talk about how Muslims are benefiting from Modi government's welfare schemes, suddenly they say no, but there's nobody quite as good as Sushma Swaraj, who is a true secular. आज आपको अडवाणी जी की याद आती है, अरुण जेटली की याद आती है, सुषमा स्वराज की याद आती है. आप कहां थे जब अडवाणी जी ने अपनी रथ यात्रा निकाली थी? You demonized him for the longest time. You demonized and undermined Arun Jaitley's credibility as a finance minister for the longest time. You undermined Sushma Swaraj when false allegations were leveled against her by Lalit Modi for the longest time. आज आपको इन सब की नैतिकता पर भाषण देना है टीवी पर? You are a bunch of hypocrites, and Sharad Pradhan is a propagandist.
Okay.
Driven by visceral
Okay,
hatred for
now
Narendra
we'll
Modi.
get caught in
He's
this
not a
personal
journalist.
debate, and I don't want it to become that. So I want to go across to
Sharad Pradhan is not a
Yashwant
journalist.
Then
Deshmukh
they can
on
bring Rahul,
Yashwant.
then they can bring all kinds of celebrities, film celebrities. Why can't they bring Mr. Advani?
Okay, you've made that point. Now, Yashwant Deshmukh, is it, in
Are
your
you Mr.
estimate,
Advani's
possible to
person?
quantify the impact this may have? If the opposition has taken this move, do they potentially lose some of their voters, or do they fail to pull voters from the BJP? How do you see this play out in terms of vote shares?
Well, I can't quantify at the moment the swing this way or that way, Rahul. But what I can certainly tell that this is going to have a huge impact on the turnout factor.
In what way?
When I say the turnout factor, it obviously is from the relative turnout perspective. Going into the poll, whose voters are going to be more enthusiastic, more propelled to come out and vote. And this we have seen, by the way, in recently concluded Madhya Pradesh election. Going against all odds, BJP managed to win that election. It was largely because they managed to pull out 9 out of 10 of their supporters from their home to the polling booth, and Congress could not pull out even 5 or 6 out of their 10 supporters. So what this tells us in terms of quantification of how this plays out in electoral perspective, Rahul, is that if the entire entire episode goes out in enthusiasing the BJP base, then this will help them in getting more voters out to the booth.
Okay, now that's an important point, and I want Rashid Kidwai to respond before I end. That some part of your base may be disillusioned by the fact that all the promises which were made haven't been implemented, and that typically is the case with any government, which is why it's called anti-incumbency. What Yashwant is arguing is that this will turbocharge the base and ensure that jo vote hai wo aayega, polling wale din aayega. How do you respond to that, Rashid Kidwai?
I think, Rahul, Congress party has done some cost, benefit analysis before taking this political decision not to go on 22nd January. You look at states like Kerala, states like Karnataka, Telangana, perhaps even Tamil Nadu, where Congress is confident of getting 10 or more Lok Sabha seats. If you compare it, if Congress had gone on 22nd to Ayodhya, do you think it would have enhanced that kind of thing in any prospects of 10 or more Lok Sabha seats in states like Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, even Uttar Pradesh, all of these things where, as Mr. Deshmukh is saying, there is going to be a lot of impact. So if the BJP vote bank is over 50% in some of these states, in Lok Sabha, as we have seen in 2019, it was futile. So therefore, I am saying, while there was a division in Congress, there was a confusion in Congress, but it's a political call, and they have done that.
Okay, you've heard different points of view. As always, I don't lean in one way or the other. My idea is to get people to voice their point of view, give them as fair an opportunity as possible, and ultimately leave it to you, our viewers, to decide where you stand on the issue of the Congress's decision to boycott or to stay away from the Pran Pratishtha. Is this the right decision, or is this a decision that will backfire? We'll track this closely. I want to thank my guests.